As Greg Romero leaves ringside, we have a huge main event coming up. It is Chris Bay taking on Sledge. Chris Bay is one of the biggest up-and-comers of the last 2 years. He is the APW Young Lions Cup winner. He's been making a name for himself up and down the West Coast. We are glad to have him here at Versus Pro Wrestling. But
this next
he is taking on
your
Sledge.
main event for the
Do you
evening.
think, though, that the match earlier on Street Fighter V will play a part in this?
And ladies and gentlemen, he's here to show you what 2018 is all about. It is the dashing one, Chris Bay.
It is the year of the high flyers indeed.
165 pounds.
And from what JV can tell you, this young one can fly.
Indeed, but he can also wrestle as well. Chris Bay is ready for action.
But he is facing a tough test tonight, isn't he, JV?
He is indeed. Sledge is a very well-seasoned veteran. He's had nearly a decade on the scene right now, and he has gained the attention of some very high-level people, for lack of a better term. He is definitely on the radar of a lot of high-level people, a lot of high-level companies.
And that's a good thing.
It is definitely a good thing, but it is bad news for Chris Bay.
The experience most likely will it come to play today.
It always does, partner. It always does.
You can tell the crowd is firmly behind Chris Bay in this match.
His opponent.
And here he is, the Metalhead Maniac, Sledge.
The Metalhead Maniac, Sledge.
225 pounds of pure destruction. The hardcore Metalhead Maniac, Sledge.
Slowly walking around the ring. Obviously scouting out, looking at his opponent.
He was out here during Death in Motion set and Rust Rebellion set in the mosh pit. When he entered the pit, everybody left.
I can tell you that. I wouldn't want to be a part of that mosh pit.
Nobody wants any part of Sledge. And there you can see the look on Chris. You can see the look on Chris Bay's face right now. That is a look of determination.
He realizes this may be one of the toughest opponents he has had to face.
It could easily be his biggest test of 2018, or as he calls it, 2018.
But Chris Bay, though, showed him a smile, saying that he is ready for the challenge that is Sledge.
Indeed, both of these men chiseled from marble. Both in phenomenal shape. Sledge has about 3 inches and 60 pounds on his opponent.
I'm not gonna lie though, with those abs of Chris Bay, I could marble a masterpiece.
You could grate cheese with those things, I'd imagine. Sledge taking his time entering the ring, challenging, cleaning up his work area just a bit.
And here we go with the bell. With our main events of the night.
Here is the main, as you said, the main event of Versus Pro Wrestling Power Struggle. Sledge was trying to get Bay to shake his hand. Bay not having it, and Sledge taking it as a sign of disrespect.
The crowd saying it's disrespect on the side of Sledge with the middle finger.
Well, he felt disrespected by Bay, so he returned the disrespect. Both men. Sledge giving him an option, letting him leave without a fight. Maybe save himself.
I'm going to tell you right now, if Sledge offered me that, I'd leave.
I definitely would.
Chris Bay showing no fear.
Bay looked like he was going to turn his back, and Sledge was ready to take advantage of it, but Bay showing him that he may be a spring chicken in terms of youth and time in the business, but he is no dummy. Already carrying himself with veteran savviness is Chris Bay.
Chris Bay looks like one of those rare talents that comes once every few years.
Indeed, but Sledge is also no slouch, a talent to behold as well. Saying he's not going to get schooled by Chris Bay. Both men seem very apt to just relax and wait out their opponent here in the early going.
As it looks like it's the calm before the storm.
This is still very much a feeling out process between these two men. This is the first time these two competitors have met anywhere, and it's happening here in Versus Pro Wrestling.
What a treat for the fans here tonight.
And the fans watching us on Twitch TV at VE Productions.
Sledge showing a bit of that power. Bay is trash-talking him.
They're both trash-talking each other. Sledge seems to think he's had the advantage so far. Chris saying he doesn't see it that way. And just look at the size of Sledge. Sledge is going to have a size advantage over just about anyone he steps in there with.
Oh,
6'4" tall, 230, 235 pounds.
Looks to be in great shape. Chris Bay with the kicks to the knee. Sledge with some power. Oh, nice little kip up there. Ooh.
A nice little up and over using that agility to get past Sledge. Follows it up with some kicks of his own. That was a kick right to the knee. Chris Bay using some smarts and knowing that in order to take the big man down, you got to take him out at his base.
Yeah, with Sledge. Looks like he finally caught him. Going for that. Oh.
Looks like he was going for a back roll. Chris Bay holding the ropes, but takes his side kick to the stomach for his troubles.
Irish whip by Sledge. I'm on the corner. Oh, he misses with the claw.
Nobody home. Olay, says Chris Bay, but Chris Bay sent up and over, follows it up with an enziguri of his own to the back of the head.
I don't think it did anything to Sledge, though.
But it looked like Sledge caught him in the jaw.
Vicious elbow strike, too.
That looked like it looked like both men hit each other there.
And like Sledge didn't even feel it.
Referee Austin Grimes exercising at that 5 count
He's
there.
Backing up a little further the closer Sledge gets to him.
Austin Grimes, though, one of the best referees in the business, not easily intimidated either.
Yeah, that just shows you.
Sledge taking Chris Bay to the ring post here. Indeed, you're right. It does show you just how intimidating Sledge can be.
Yeah, Sledge getting ready. He's coming up to the top.
Looks like he's going to try to superplex Chris Bay into the ring. Add all that velocity and height.
Not be good for his
huge move there from Sledge. Showing you why the Metalhead Maniac is one of the best in the country today and is on the radar of everybody.
Sledge admiring his work. The fans are now officially on Sledge's side.
That sounded like they were getting behind Bay there, saying Bay, 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 Bay. Definitely wanting Chris Bay to come back here. And there you hear it again, Bay, Bay, Bay.
Ooh.
And answers with a kick, but Sledge not having any of that.
Sledge will put him back, choking him in front of the two fans cheering for Bay.
Choosing 2 out of the many here in downtown Las Vegas. Bay fighting back, but Sledge has an answer every time, and Bay just he got clocked hard, and it looks like the ropes were keeping Bay on his feet there for a moment. Those chops brought him back to reality real quick.
Big shoulder block. And kip up enziguri.
A huge enziguri there.
Shades of Samoa Joe on that.
Showing you some of his agility is the big man Sledge, and a kick right to the side of the jaw.
Sledge taunting the crowd. He's wrestling his pace right now.
He is definitely wrestling his match. He's slowed things down. This is definitely where Sledge wants the match and his opponent right now. Slow, methodical, his opponent on the mat.
Just rubbing his... Oh, that's just...
That is more psychological warfare than anything. You're not going to do a lot of physical damage like that, but you're definitely going to get in your opponent's head.
Yep. Nice little snapmare into the rear choke. And he puts the hand back.
Got him in the rear chin lock, and as you said, made sure to hook that arm around his leg, prevent Chris Bey from doing anything he can to break that hold.
Referee at a count of 1 will give up.
That
no.
Only one. Chris Bey getting back to a waking moment very quickly, getting back to his feet.
He's feeling the energy of this crowd.
And, oh, that was a big handful of hair there.
That's what happens when you have a lot of hair, you know.
Referee checking on Chris Bey, making sure Bey can continue as Sledge just towers over his opponent. And now he's stepping on the hair.
Ow.
The referee warning him, counting the 5.
That's just a sign of disrespect right there.
That is a world of pain right there. The hair ripping out by each follicle on top of the shoulder being ripped out of its socket. And Sledge just sent Chris Bey flying.
Sledge showing off a bit of that power. Going for the cover.
2 count only, able to kick out somehow at the very last second, as you could see there on our cameras, was Chris Bey.
Ooh, putting the knee.
Working the knee in the back there. That modified bow and arrow.
That cannot feel good for Bey.
Once again, pulling the shoulders out of socket, trying to dislocate them is Sledge. Chris Bey able to use that momentum and leverage to reverse out of it with a jawbreaker of his own.
Chris Bey buying him some time to breathe, and then Sledge, oh, he brought the boot up.
Put the boot up at the last second. Sledge eating all kinds of shoe leather.
Oh, him back. Oh.
Sends him to the mat, and a beautiful, unorthodox enziguri.
Bey pulling some tricks out of his bag. Trying to get back into this match. And I don't think...
and Sledge is still on his feet.
Yeah, I don't think he knows where he is, though. Oh, never mind. He knows.
He knows exactly where he is. And now he knows where Chris Bey is.
Ooh, vicious shot.
He's got Chris Bey up where he doesn't want to be right now. And there's only one way to go, and that is crashing down.
Very hard on the ring.
Referee warning Sledge, telling him he wants a clean break.
Uh-oh, but Bey fighting back. And then a chop by Sledge.
Climbing up to the top here.
This can't be. Oh, no.
Sledge has already had 1 superplex in this match, looking for number 2, this time from the 3rd rope.
Wait, no,
but Bey had it blocked.
Bey fighting back. This is not a good position for Sledge.
This is not a good position for either man. A very precarious spot, but more so Sledge.
Sledge is in trouble. Will we see it?
There is a double stop. That is trademark Chris Bey.
This may be it for Sledge.
This could be it. Bey trying desperately to drag him to the center of the ring. Turns him over. Here's the cover. 1, 2.
But
Sledge too close to the ropes and was able to grab it.
And ring knowing where the rope is at all times.
Ring knowledge, knowing where you are at all times, as you said beautifully, Coyote.
Bey, though. Bey tried it. Both men are down.
Referee exercising that double count out. Austin Grimes already to 3, but Chris Bey tips right up. Sledge still trying to get to his feet.
Sledge doesn't know where he's at right now. Will we see it for Bey?
Bey looks like he's striking up the band.
Oh, but
Sledge saw it coming. Turns him around. Saw the kick to the midsection. A huge rising knee there from Chris Bay.
Bay going to the top rope again.
Sledge is down to a knee. Bay is up on the top rope now.
Oh! Cutter!
Caught him with the cutter. Here's a cover.
No!
And the kick out, and Sledge is in disbelief.
I thought that was it. That was phenomenal by Sledge.
Sledge thought that was it too. The look of disbelief is etched across that man's face right now.
The crowd trying to wheel Bay back. Bay looks out of it.
Bay is completely out of it right now. He is still on Dream Street, somehow able to kick out. But Sledge has him right where he wants him, a huge forearm shiver. That may have woken Bay back up because Bay answered with one of his own.
Well, Sledge got another one. Bay tottering, and then he hits him with another strike. Ooh. Bay is fired up now.
Both men going tit for tat here in the center of the ring in downtown Las Vegas. The action hot and heavy, a power struggle.
You can tell both men really want the win.
Avoids the kick right into a lung blower.
Vicious lung blower. Sledge is still up, though. DDT by Bay!
DDT from Bay. Beautiful kip up right into the DDT. That is poetry in motion.
Oh, and kick out by Sledge.
Somehow able to kick out. I thought that was 3.
Same here. The action has been hot. This has been a great match here, folks.
Both men showing everything that this match means to them here at Versus Pro Wrestling Power Struggle.
I couldn't agree more with you, JV. Bay using those vicious elbow strikes on the back of the neck of Sledge.
And a huge knee.
Ah, you could hear the thud.
And Sledge was somehow on his feet. Blue Thunder Bomb 2.
No! Kicked out! Sledge can't believe it!
I can't believe it. I thought it was curtains.
2 and 3/8 right there. Sledge is now wondering, what do I got to do?
2 and 3/8. That was 2 and 99 100ths.
Fans once again trying to will Bay on.
You can hear them here in downtown Las Vegas getting behind Chris Bay. He has been their guy from the very beginning of the match. Fireman's carry for Sledge right now. Looks like we could be...
Oh no, Bay
looks like he was going for that F5.
Oh, super kick! Sledge is out!
Savate kick right to the temple. Has him up in a fireman's carry of his own. Oh my goodness, he just hit Sledge with his own move. Here's a cover. 2.
No!
I can't believe what I just saw.
You're kidding me!
I can't believe what I just saw. He just hit Sledge with his own move, and Sledge was able to kick out. First of all, incredible feat of strength from Chris Bay to get the man so much 60, almost 70 pounds bigger than him up on his shoulders like that.
I can say, though, we saw Bay showing some heart. Now Sledge showing some heart.
Sledge showing some determination and grit here as well.
Bay setting up. Got the elbow strike in. Sledge with a counter, though. Missed it.
Off the rope counter of his own. It is a do-si-do here. Black hole slam.
Will that be it, too?
Chris Bay able to get the arm up at the last second.
Didn't even try to force it. He just lifted his shoulder.
And that shows you why covering is so important. Sledge thought he had it late in the match.
I thought he had it too.
Thought he had it late in the match. Maybe didn't have the wherewithal to get a full cover on there, and that was all the opening that Chris Bay needed. He didn't even have the strength to kick out. He just had the strength to get the arm up.
Yep, Chris Bay with a counter and a vicious kick. Setting up. Oh, counter again. Missed the kick.
Nobody home.
Sunset powerbomb. 2, 3. He got him.
That flip pile driver was all it needed. Chris Bay can hit that at any time.
Chris Bay!
What a match you just seen, folks. Brilliant performance by both.
What incredible action there from Sledge and Chris Bay. Really could have gone either way, but when you hit that sunset flip powerbomb,
It is usually always it.
Chris Bay can hit that from anywhere at any time. That flip.
Man,
incredible action there. Incredible action there. We have had a great night. Make sure you follow us on social media. Facebook. Oh my goodness. Sledge is a sore loser right now.
Oh! Choke slam lung blower.
And that, wow.
Come on, after the end of a great match, come on.
Wow, but Sledge showing you what that match meant to him. Sledge this is his first loss in Versus Pro.
He really wanted it too, folks.
And Sledge is showing you that win or lose, he is a force to be reckoned with.
I don't think he's done with Bay. No, he's got some words for Bay.
You don't need a microphone to hear those words. He showed them with his actions and his sign language there. Once again, fans, make sure you follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, at Versus Pro Wrestling, at Versus PW, excuse me. Follow us on Twitter at Versus PW. You can find us on Facebook at Versus Pro Wrestling. You can find us on Instagram as well, I'm sure. Fans, we had a great night here at Power Struggle.
Great matches, great music. I hope you all had it blast enjoying it.
Except for the Street Fighter fight, but oh well. For Coyote, I am JV Vernola. Fans, we will see you next time. Good fight, good night. Thank you.